Sorry for my lateness. I was just having a couple of technical issues, but we're underway. So welcome. Glad to have you along. This is a really sort of short and sharp session just to give you an overview of what your accountability buddy and its program is about, how it can help you, and more importantly, to answer any questions you may have. I'm trying this webinar without my headphones this evening. I'm going straight through my laptop because last time when I spoke to a few of you, I was getting a bit of feedback. So I just thought I'd try it this way, so you guys can maybe type in the question box and let me know if this is coming through okay. The other thing is it may get a little bit of background noise because it's picking up through the computer and not directly through my microphone that's normally right near my mouth. So I hope that's all okay, and we will get started. I'll just click over to my presentation here, and I'm hoping that's coming up on your screen. If someone can type that in. Yes, good to go, fantastic. All right, so the New Year revolution. Can you believe we're a week into January already? I guess the break is over, people. It's time to get moving. It's time to set our goals and, more importantly, take action and start making them happen. So the setting your goals is great, but let's get after them. Let's bring them into reality. I hate the word reality. I don't know why I bring it up, but anyway. You can think of something else, insert word here. So this is me. My name is Shan Lawson and I am your accountability buddy. So I started this business because I know a lot of people get a lot of information about goal setting, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. You come up with great ideas. You can even come up with fantastic action points towards getting that, but then it gets a little bit overwhelming. It's which one's next, and you know, you just kind of get into that procrastination stage, I guess. You just have all these options of how you're going to get to your final outcome, which is fantastic, because if you only have one way to get there and that way doesn't work, then oh goodness, we're in a wee bit of trouble. So having lots of options to get to your goal is awesome, but it can also be a little bit overwhelming sometimes, and then you just kind of get into analysis paralysis, as they say, and you don't take any action forward. So having an accountability person around is a really good way to say, choose a path, choose a method, give it a go, check back with me next week, and let's report back. Let's see how it went. And even if it didn't give you the outcome you were really hoping for, it was action, and you do get feedback from it, and you do get to refine and you know, try a new approach next week. If you didn't have an accountability person to come back to, then you may not have given it a go, or you may have given it a go and felt, you know, not sure how to move the next step. So I'm in love with the idea of being an accountability buddy for people, because it really mobilizes people into action. Goal setting, I just kind of touched on that a little bit. Goal setting, what is it and why it's so important? Well, we set goals all the time, you know, to be at a meeting somewhere on time. There's your goal. You either got to the meeting on time or you didn't, and that's whether you achieved your goal or not. That's in a very basic outline of it. But obviously there are bigger term goals, and these would be the kinds of things we're talking about if you'd be in the market of getting yourself an accountability buddy or an accountability coach, or even so far as you know, other kinds of people are accountability buddies for you, such as personal trainers, etc. So your goals would be around losing a certain amount of weight, gaining a certain number of clients for your business, getting to your next level of income, finding a new relationship. Whatever the bigger goal is for you, you need to have a really clear idea of what that is. And one of the best ways of getting clarity around that is to write it down. Because otherwise, they do say, you know, a goal not written down is just a wish. So it's really important to give time to this kind of stuff. Really think about what it is you want to have. Start with the end in mind, as they say. And without having a goal, you could do a million tasks. You could be as busy as you like, but if it's not moving you down the path that you want to be on, you may be heading in the wrong direction. You know, it's like going to the Grand Central Railway Station. There are trains going on all sorts of tracks, but if you don't know what your final destination is, getting on just any train is not necessarily going to get you where you want to go. So I hope that makes sense. This is one of my favorites. It's an oldie but a goodie. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You have to have some idea of where you're heading, and I just covered that with our little train analogy, so I hope that makes sense. But I love that saying. So how do you formulate your goals? How do you write them down and start to make them part of your future? SMART goals is one of the most used methods, and that stands for specific. So you're specific about the goal you want to achieve. It needs to be measurable, and I cannot stress measurability enough, because something vague like to make more money, you could make another dollar and you've made more money. You need to put some figure around it, and it doesn't need to be precise, and you don't have to, you know, if you fall short or you make more, fantastic, you know, it's just have some measurability around it. Just saying lose weight or more money or better relationship is not clear enough. You need to have some measurability on that. Achievable, obviously the goal needs to be achievable for you, and some people underestimate what they can achieve, but you don't want to set yourself a goal that you just know is unachievable. And one of my favorite examples is setting yourself a goal of winning Wimbledon next year when you've never played a game of tennis. I mean, it's just not going to be achievable for you in that time frame, if ever, because gosh, they start these kiddies so early these days. Realistic, there's that word I don't like again, but it needs to have a modicum of realism around it. Again, looking at the Wimbledon example of what you could achieve in a time frame. If you gave yourself 12 months to achieve that, is that really realistic? And time bound, that's the 12 months I was talking about. You may have 5-year goals, 3-year goals, 1-year goals, but do set yourself a time frame. If you say, I'd like to make some more money in the future, it's not going to happen. You need to give yourself a deadline. So hope that all makes sense for you so far. Now, once you've got yourself a goal written down, one of the best ways I find of coming up with action plans around it is to structure it as a question. And for example, we'll use the money thing again. Say you wanted to achieve $100,000 in income in the next 6 months. So structure it that way. How can I earn $100,000 in the next 6 months? And then you brainstorm 20 answers to that question, and don't edit them, don't think about them, don't go, oh, that couldn't, just write it down. Write down 20 possible answers to that question. And some of the gold comes up at answer 20, so don't stop. Just keep playing with this one. Brainstorm 20 answers. Just really kind of stick at it. When you've got those questions, have a look at the things that are really appealing to you, that you said, I'm looking at that, I could really do that in the next 6 months. And break that down into 90 days. Break that down into 3 months, because our mind loves to work in threes. In 3 months, you can really formulate a really, really good plan to getting you to where you want to go. So important to know why you want your goal. Because saying, I should lose some weight because that would be nice, is not going to get you out of bed in the morning and jogging 5 kilometers down the road, or whatever your goal is. Saying, I'd like some more money because that would be nice and I might take a holiday now and then, still not good enough. You really have to know why you're going after this. And it has to be really compelling. And give some thought to this. You know what it is in the back of your mind, and sometimes you might be a little bit anxious about putting it down, but put it down. Just know why you want it. And they do say that people will do more to avoid pain than they will to gain pleasure. So, you know, look at your motivation behind it. Don't wait till you get so overweight that you say, I have to do something now because I'm so big. Turn it around and go at it from a pleasure point of view. Say, I really want to be healthy because it makes me feel great. I feel really confident. I'm inspirational to others. It's going to help me live longer. Think of all the pleasurable parts of going after your goal rather than just, I'm sick of being like this. And these are the kind of things that do go wrong when people set goals if they haven't sorted out why they're going after it and they haven't set out what's pleasurable about going after it. This is when self-sabotage and loss of motivation, procrastination, and you lose focus. You start out down your goal and you lose a little bit of weight, for example, or you make a little bit of money and the pain goes away and you think, this is okay, I don't need to keep after it as much as I was. That's why you need to set your goal from chasing a pleasure rather than running away from a pain. So I hope that makes sense. Here's another great quote that I love, and it's from Gandhi, and it is, be the change you want to see in the world. I know what that means for me. I just want that one to sit with you and see what comes up for you around that. I just think that's an amazing, amazing thought. So how do you turn it around when you've hit the low point and you are feeling a little bit of, the foot's come off the accelerator? Well, my suggestions are an exercise of gratitude and goal setting daily in a journal. Fantastic way to set up your morning. Break your goal down into as many small steps as you can. It makes it seem so less overwhelming when you do that. Take an action every day towards your goal. Not every days, as I've typed. Every day towards your goal. No matter what it is, no matter how small, you just keep moving forward. Don't stall. Don't analyze too much. Just keep pushing forward. Get yourself a buddy, whether that's someone professionally like me or a family member or a friend or a mentor, someone you really, really trust. Get yourself a buddy. Tell them what you want to achieve and have them check in with you all the time to make sure you're on track. They don't need to nag you or they don't need to bring you down. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about having yourself a weekly goal that you have to answer to someone else besides yourself, because you can sometimes let yourself slide. And set your milestones and celebrate, whether that's an amount of weight loss, an amount of money achieved, a number of dates you've been on, amount of fantastic outings you've attended. Just set what it is you want to achieve and celebrate them, because this is getting your goals is fun, guys. It really, really is. So what I offer is your accountability buddy, and I offer 4-week or 12-week programs depending on the kind of goal you want to go after, or whether you just want to dip your toe in the water and see what having an accountability buddy is like. The 4-week program is fantastic. The 12-week program, 90 days, as I said, the brain loves working in threes, and a 90-day program is fantastic. You can achieve so much in 90 days. You'd be so surprised. The program consists of weekly webinars, so checking in, sharing what it is you plan to do for the week, what it is you did plan for the week, and how you went in achieving that. Your own private Facebook community, so you can share with others that are on their journey as well, support them, help them, and have them do the same for you. I'm here for phone and email support as often as you like. Fire questions away. I'm here. If you're starting to wobble off your course, then pick up the phone, fire me an email. It's not too much. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. I offer laser coaching questions and one-on-one coaching sessions for the people that are in the 12-week programs. And overall, for any kind of program you're on, I am your cheer squad, should I say. When you're doing really well and you're just flying, and if you're starting to fall off and you know you need a little bit of a push, I can also be your butt kicker. So that's the outline. I'm just wondering if anybody has any questions. You can raise your hand, come off mute, or you can put them into the box. Okay, yes, the programs, the 4-week programs, you can start with that, and if you decide that you're loving it, which I'm sure you would, you can upgrade to the 12-week program, and we'll just adjust the pricing. So that's perfectly fine. Upgrading from 4 to 12 can be done very, very easily. So good question. Thank you. Yes, another good question. We do cap we do cap participants to 10 per program, and 15 in the 4-week, because we're on weekly webinars and everybody has things to share. You know, obviously it's a big call on your side to share your stuff that's going on, and we also want to be able to allow enough time for everybody to speak, share what they've done, give feedback. So 10 in a 12-week program, 15 on a 4-week program, that's sort of numbers. So thank you. Great questions, guys. Anything else you'd like to know? We're kicking off a 4-week program in the next 2 weeks, so if you'd like to get involved, jump onto youraccountabilitybuddy.com.au and fire me a message. I will also send you out some program information, so keep an eye on your inbox. And we've gone 5 minutes over time. Sorry about that. For everyone that needs to get away, are there any other questions before we sign off? No? Fantastic. Keep setting goals, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.